security conference. Today, which ended yesterday, and many leaders are unhappy with the results of this conference. And can we call it failure? It's a good conference for Ukraine, for the world, and it's bad conference because we don't see global results now.
Well, first of all, the conference cannot be good or bad, but the politics made on the conference. What this Munich conference showed us that there is a dialogue. The dialogue was very frank from both sides, and we are ready to talk to each other. At least Europe and US and the participants of high level showed that there was an interest. Now the question is what we will do with it. Now where we know the positions of one and another side, we should act based on that. For me, I think media has put lots of fog and fiction by interpreting every word. For first, Vice President Vance did not talk about the real problem, and I think that is which should be a message. He did not talk about elephant in the room, which my opinion is Russia's aggressive attack against Ukraine. So I think that is bad, and that made a split between European allies. So he attacked European allies because of the failing of democracy, which of course is not true. Why? Because the current governments in all these countries are democratically elected, as he is. So he has to respect that. That means that the unity of NATO is questionable, based on what we hear from the press releases and speeches. Other question is what talks and decisions have we made in the suburbs of this conference. And normally this conference is not about what is said on the scene, or not only about what is said on the scene. It is very often about what happens in the surroundings of this conference. That we will pretty soon experience. One thing is clear, very clear message. Europe needs to start to act, not only talk. First, in support of Ukraine, which Europe can do, but has not been willing to do till now properly. And as you know, European countries, citizens of European Union countries pay every month 1 cup of coffee, 1.2 cups of coffee in order to support Ukraine, not more. And that is ridiculous. So Europe needs to start to support Ukraine. President Zelensky needs to understand that he should not go to the negotiations on the terms of US and Russia or Putin and Trump, even though he should trust European allies, but European allies should put really the act together and start to support Ukraine in this adventure. Trump must understand, and his government must understand, that Europe is 500 million citizens who have been allies for United States for decades. That is first thing. So US and Russia together, from the population numbers, are as big as European Union members and Europe countries which are like-minded. So we need now to start to do something real. Invest in Ukraine militarily and invest in our own defense. If we don't do it, then of course these US and Russia will act over our heads.
So how do you think for President Trump and for Vice President Vance, Ukraine and Europe, it's key questions or no?
No, I think all the speeches actually were aimed at their interior audience. And I don't think they care about Ukraine, but they care about what Trump has announced. So I guess Trump really wants to get to a ceasefire. I don't, and I will never say it a peace, because peace means that after that the countries and people who have started an aggression will be in jail, and Ukraine will be, then Putin will sit in The Hague, and Ukraine will be reconstructed, and assurance will be given to Ukraine through the NATO and access to NATO. Then it will be long-lasting peace. But what Trump wants to achieve is not peace. He wants to achieve ceasefire. And we have seen that unjust peace or temporary ceasefire will cause even bigger problem. We have seen it in the Minsk treaties, however, 1 or 2.
Yeah, and how do you think now, is there a real chance that foreign troops will come to Ukraine and help defend the country, Ukraine? Yeah, or now it's unrealistic, because we hear this information. Yeah, this some interviews from President Macron from some presidents. Yeah, is there this chance or no?
Well, first of all, Ukraine is able to defend itself if we assure him with the equipment and ammunition needed. When we increase the support significantly and even much more, then they are able to fight this war already today. Question is what happens after, and there I can see very much that that NATO troops will provide security for the period of reconstruction for Ukraine. So first, helping whatever means we use, helping Ukraine to defend its country, and then think about what are the possible ways of putting boots on the ground. For sure, I think right now, and I thought it already in my public letter, together with General Breedlove and General Shirov and others, we retired generals, we said that airspace over the Ukraine needs to be taken under control by NATO. I'm still convinced that that is the way of doing it, that we need to control the Ukrainian airspace and help thereby with Ukraine to fight the war.
And every day Putin told for citizens of Russia about military strategy of Russia, good strategy, he told it. It's really strange, yeah. And what are the main parts, how do you think, of Russian military strategy? What are the key factors, yeah, of this strategy that Putin have Russian military people, yeah?
Russian Empire has based its values always on one thing: autocratic, cruel leader who doesn't care about the people. We see that every day in the Eastern Front, where thousands of young Russian soldiers are sent to die every day. So I don't see that as a strategy. But since Genghis Khan, it has been the same since 400 years. And the only thing which Russian Tsars, as Putin, understand is the power which they face. European Union has a significant economic power. If we think that Russian economy is smaller than Spain alone, and now Europe needs to build up its defense or military power with or without US to make Putin understand that he cannot harass his neighbors around it. For Russian Tsars, as Putin, it has always been that strategy that their borders needed to be defended by Russians from both sides. And that is not the 21st century strategy. And we need to put him back where he belongs to, jail.
And President Trump have now representative in questions of Ukraine, and Russia. It's Kit Kellog, general. And my question, Europe needs this representative, but representative of the Europe, in questions of Ukraine and questions of Russia, if it's, if we're talking about peace, but Europe must be near peace with Ukraine, and need use this representative in questions of Ukraine.
Well, I think first President Zelensky must, in my opinion, understand that his position is strong only if he is backed by European Union unanimous support. So I would not go and do any moves on any talks with Putin and Trump's representatives without having his strongest ally, European Union, with him together at the table. Yes, so we don't need to define who is the representative, because we have Ursula von der Leyen as a Commission President, and we have Kaja Kallas as a High Representative. They have already a mandate to act on behalf of European nations. So Europe needs to show resolve today, especially in the situation where we don't have any prominent European leader whom we can put that task. None of the countries has a prominent leader right now.
Kit Kellog told us in Munich Security Conference about 180 days for stop this war. How do you think, how military person, it's a big turn or a small turn for stop of the war?
Well, the war has been lasting already more than 10 years. So it's not about any dates. It's not about any days, and it's actually not about what is the peace treaty or how it comes to. It is what happens after that. How can we make sure that will not happen again? And until we don't know that, we will not be able to have a peace. And I think the example of the Second World War, where the the people who have caused it were put in jail, and where the Marshall Plan has rebuilt Germany, I think something similar is needed in Ukraine.
Yeah. What kind of support can we expect from Donald Trump? How do you think?
I expect that US government and the current administration will understand that USA needs strong allies in the world today.
Of course.
And that means that we should do two things together, because the natural ally is in Europe and is not Russia, China, or anybody else. And United States need to understand that European Union member states are the strongest alliance what US ever had. Yes, I know they have misused in the past the security aspect, and they did not pay. They used the cheap Russian gas, they used the American security. But today, we Europeans need to start to pay equally to the United States, but United States need to understand that stronger we are together in all issues, especially in the issue of Ukraine. And I have not heard that Trump has stopped the military aid right now to Ukraine.